But y'all are here. You're captivated. You're listening. We gotta go do something. We gotta make people uncomfortable.
What's next?
How to do it? I'm open to ideas. Guess what? 5 other precincts. I don't want to be charged with inciting a riot.
No riot. No riot.
I don't even know what's happening over my left shoulder. My guy's having a hard time. We have to control the narrative. Black lives, my black sisters, we have to grab the mic even when it's scary. What do we do now? Now this is a good experience because the cops are hoping this happens. Who do you call? I don't believe in that armed militia bullshit. I believe that the cops are supposed to do something. And what they do right now is harm. It's lethal. There's no such thing as less lethal. You're either lethal or you're not. It's not a spectrum. But what do we do when you got a problem? What do we do? Maybe he needs help. I know y'all probably all pressing up on me. I know it's great for the live feeds, but back up. Everybody take 10 steps. For me, for Black Lives Mattering, back the fuck up. Let him go, bro. He's having a hard time. But that's a good question. This brings up a great point. What do we do? I tell you what we do. We call 911. I can't search any fingerprints fucking databases. We need cops for something. But they're fucking up left and right and they're killing us. And we can't have a concert in the park about it. And I want to give the mic up, and bless your heart, I want it to be a black hand or a brown hand or someone who hasn't spoken. By the way, this is super self-serving and narcissistic, but at miapaz.com, that's my Twitter. I just started tweeting because Trump's a bitch and I gotta make it known. I don't have any followers or nothing like that, but I'll be hanging out for as long as I can, and it's at MIAPAZ.
My name is Shai. I'm 16 years old. I'm really bad at remembering things in like the heat of the moment, so I wrote things down. Yeah! Oh, yeah. Okay.
Did you disinfect?
Right here? Okay, so yeah, hi, I'm Shailene, I'm 16 years old. I am half black and a quarter Mexican and a quarter white. My white side is dominated, clearly. But growing up, I've always been
Come on.
a lot more prideful of my black side. You can ask my brother, he's right there. But I'm just really confused why we've been fighting for equality for all races for 300 plus years now. I don't understand. Sorry. This shit hasn't affected. I feel like growing up, I haven't understood. I didn't fully grasp the concept of the Black Lives Matter movement. I used to come to the Macy's Day Parade every year. I've seen protesters every year, and I wonder why are they wasting their time? Like, why are they going around doing this? Until I grew up and I matured, and I experienced myself being racially profiled or having racial slurs thrown at me, and I've experienced it. And now I understand a lot more, and it makes me angry. It makes me really fucking angry. I'm really nervous, I'm sorry. I just want to thank all of you guys for being here. Like, you're welcome. It's 10 o'clock at night. We could all be home in bed, but we're all here. It's starting to rain again. I can tell you guys how happy it makes me seeing so many fucking people here right now. and a diverse group too. It's not just black people, it's not just white people, it's not just Asian people. It's everybody. It's everybody against racism, bro. It's not a white versus black thing. It's not a us versus pop thing. It's everybody versus racists. Okay, I'm gonna give the mic now.
You know, the young lady asked me, would I come and stand up here with her while she talked, because she was so nervous. We need more 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, because this shit affects them too. I just asked somebody, when did the civil rights struggle end? That's what I'm thinking. But check this out. When every one of us go home tonight, and we go to bed and we wake up in the morning, this is the good news. Tomorrow will be the first day of the rest of our lives. How do we want the people in it to treat us? I want to see change. I don't want my kids beat up by the fucking police because I got a major fucking attitude. And I like revenge. And if you kill one of my babies, you turned me into a man that has nothing to lose. And that's not a good place. When my son came to me and he said, "Dad, I want to go get my license to carry a firearm," I told him no.
Thank you.
Well, he did it anyway. Thing about it is he was in a McDonald's drive-through, and because he's a young black male, he was basically labeled a gang member, and they opened fire on his car, and he was hit twice. When I got up to the hospital, they had my son's gun in an orange box because they had to take it for ballistics. That gun had never been fired. When I asked my son, I said, "Where was your gun at?" He said, "It was in my lap, Dad." See, what we found out is my son's not a killer. He didn't want to shoot anybody. His daddy ain't that way. So I'm gonna tell you something else. In 2010, this same son was beat up by the Seattle police. The officer's name is Bradley Richardson. He works out of the 9th Avenue precinct. It's right down here in Lower East Lake. White man gets assaulted at a bar. My son and his friend are walking to their car. Bradley Richardson and his buddies, they pull up. They beat him up. They go get this white man. And he says, "That's not the guys." In Bradley Richardson's deposition, he said when he kicked my son in the face, he knew he wouldn't be in free fall because there was an officer standing behind him. They had Bradley Richardson on recording saying, "I thought I was going to get to shoot one of these black son of a bitches tonight." He's still on the police force. The reason he's there is not because of the police chief. It's not because of the sergeants. Definitely not because he's a good police officer. It's because of the union. The union is releasing these terrorists on us. And then you got an idiot in the White House that said today that up on Capitol Hill has been taken over like ISIS. I don't see no damn terrorists. At least our mayor told him to go back in his bunker. So, if this is not a protest, it's an unlawful gathering. What we can't do, we can't unlawfully occupy the streets. I don't know who the fuck Chaz is. I had a motherfucker give me a list of demands, and for some reason, this motherfucker wants Turtle Island back. I ain't heard of no black men shot on Turtle fucking Island. We have to have a protest, or sooner or later, the police are gonna come push us out of here. And I don't know, I hope you guys know that these last 3 weeks, there has been a shift in this fucking country. I told a friend of mine the other day, he's about 60, I'm 53. I said, look man, we may not see a world without discrimination, but I have an 8-year-old daughter, and today I believe that she will. She's gonna see it, and hell, if I don't see it, if she sees it, that's good enough for me. And then we gotta take into consideration that this is Pride Month. They get one time a fucking year to come out and do their thing. We need to see to it that that gets done. They lost the parade because of COVID-19. They're not going to get to Seattle Center.
That's okay.
But see, I've been taking my daughter to Pride for 3 years. And last Saturday, she was at her aunt's house. And at 8 o'clock in the morning, she called me and she said, Dad, ain't this Pride Month? See, I take my daughter to Pride because I want her to see everybody the same. There is no difference. And when they see us gathered here together like this, white folks, black folks, Chinese, they've been trying to separate us for years. Oldest trick in the book is divide and conquer. If I can divide you, I can conquer you. If you stand together, I cannot touch you. Black folks call it the Willie Lynch syndrome. Come to find out that Willie Lynch shit is really not true. There really is no such thing. And somebody wanted to mention slavery. Where'd he go? Check this out. That's about 100 years before my time. I've moved on. I'm talking about right now. See, people are dying now. We can't do nothing about who died 100 years ago. I guess I'm talking too much, but the thing was, is this young lady was nervous and she wanted me to come stand with her. So if you guys know any 15, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, get them out here and let their voice be heard. You know, when I was a kid, we had cartoons on Saturday mornings from about 6 to noon. And it was a commercial that said, our kids are our future. They don't even say that shit anymore. None of these motherfuckers running for office anywhere say anything about what they gonna do for the kids. But they are our future.
I hear how the mask never stays on right. Let me read some of these comments real quick. Sacred Fence. Sacred Fence. Whose Instagram are you trying to find?
This is not the first time. This movement must center on 3 tenets. Ending carceral slavery, which is still legal in America in 2020. Are you fucking kidding me? By acknowledging and ending systematic racism. Sorry, systemic. Not systematic, systemic. In every facet of our life, and defunding the police to end police brutality. We use our words very carefully. We don't say restructuring budgets, we say defunding the police. Why do we say that? We say it the way we say it. Don't mince our words, don't twist our words. I don't give a shit about your perception if you are not clarifying my intention. The SPD police budget of $487 million is fucking wrong. We want half of that? No. More than 85% of that needs to be gone and restructured for low-income community housing. Thank you, so sorry, the mask. This is a long uphill battle against people in power who are either unwilling to listen or do not care. And injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. These are not requests, they are demands. We need to come together to bridge the gap in our understanding and perception. We cannot allow other people who are not a part and in line with this movement to speak for us, like the fucking media and government. We have Mayor Durkin speaking lies, straight lies to our faces, and journalists are accepting that in our state. Thank you. We need, this is very important, my new friend who spoke about creating a written record, we need a public record to prepare for the serious amount of lawsuits that we need to start levying. We have to use the system to beat them. Protect the people in this community. We need translators. We need sign language. We need to be as inclusive and to spread this message to as many people who may not speak English. We need to put our money where our mouth is. We're one of the tech capitals of America. We grow some of the most food in America. We need to protect the communities that we love and cherish. This mask I'm wearing was made by a local black man in Seattle. Follow him. East to 5. East to 5. This is a great man, a generous man. And it's a fucking awesome mask. That's what it means to put your money where your mouth is. Not fucking Amazon, who's playing both sides with Whole Foods and with their facial recognition program. That's why we're wearing these masks. You think when coronavirus is over, I'm gonna be done wearing a mask? No. I'm always wearing this bitch now. Fuck them. Our privacy matters, online and in person. By putting our money where our mouth is, that is the power that we truly have in this situation. And if you are taking videos of people, you need to be aware of protecting their identities. I don't give a shit what you're trying to promote. It's not what we're doing here. As a great gentleman just said, this needs to be a lawful gathering. I'm seeing footballs get thrown right now, and I'm very intrigued. Are they even listening? I sincerely hope so. Now, keeping your spirits up is important. I need that to be acknowledged, because if we're going to stay up all night, we kind of need the festival community in that regard. They know how to fucking do that shit. But the festival community needs to listen to black people. You can't claim to do all these drugs and be so fucking loving and then not give other people a chance to speak. please. The last thing I'm going to say, which needs to be the focus of this movement, is convicting the murderers of Breonna Taylor. Justice for Breonna Taylor today. Say her name. Breonna! Breonna! I yield my fucking time.
I wanted to come up tonight and speak to you guys about unity. Unity is what will bring the entire plethora of the population together. It isn't whites versus blacks versus Hispanics versus the Chinese versus this. The oldest playbook in time is pitting one group against another. And what we need right now is for everybody to come together to abolish that system. What we need right now is we need to vote, right? We live in a democratic republic, meaning you elect a person and they, on their ideals, then push your agenda. Yes, they see us protesting. Yes, they see us in these streets, but what are they going to do about it? You have to vote. That's the only way you're going to fix things in America. With voting is when you get things done. That is your voice. On the national level is important. On the state level, it's important, but it's most specifically important in your community. In your local level, that's when your vote means the most. But it always matters, and you need to make it matter. Yes, there's tons of crowds in America. Everybody's protesting on the streets. The real question is, George Floyd, though. It starts with George Floyd. Because we're in a pandemic and we had the time, now we have the time to sit and watch. We have the time to sit, watch, and listen, and finally see it go down. So George Floyd is what started all this, right? It's great, and I'm happy, and I want it to continue until things end. But it started with George Floyd because what? We didn't have anything better to do? Is that what this means? Equality is we don't have anything better to do, so we now have to do something about it? Now that we see it, we have to fix it? It should be called forth when you see it. You call out the bigots and the fear mongers. Okay? You don't stand by and you don't. This isn't a rock concert. It's not Coachella. You don't either go or you don't not go. You fight for equality, because if somebody's not going to fight for you, then who do you have to stand behind? You stand behind everybody, or you fall with no one. You fall by yourself, or you stand with everyone. And so in order to fix this pandemic in America of inequality, you need to vote. We need these streets flooded with voters, regardless of how they try to suppress the votes. It does not matter. They cannot suppress these votes. Also, the whole community movement is wonderful and this and that, but we need to be heard. Mass incarceration needs to end. It is a necessity. That is a pandemic. Why does it cost on average $50,000 a year to house a prisoner, but yet we can't have affordable colleges in America? We can't have universal health care in America, but we can have a private sector for prisons. Prisons are for profit in America, and we can't have equality in our health care. What sense does that make? What are our priorities? We give federal funding to militarize our police. What does that solve? It doesn't solve anything. We need health care, we need education, and we need equality. That is where our priorities in America need to start. They don't need to start with pitting groups against another and dividing the nation. They need to start uniting the nation. And ending inequality in America starts with you. One person can't do everything, but everyone can do something. So we need to move, and we need to enact our actions. We need to put the ball rolling. They see it. The protests have been going on, they see it. Our legislators know we need something.